Welcome to the House Doctor. Today I'm going to show you how to fix a leaking LG front loader washing machine. If you have an LG front loading washing machine and it's not leaking, it will be soon. So keep watching. I'm going to show you how easy it is to fix one of these machines when they do start leaking, and the parts are cheap and easy to do yourself. First thing you want to do is shut the water off to your machine and then unplug it. Now that you have the water shut off to your machine and you have it unplugged, we're going to start draining some of the water out of it that we can. There's a little door down in the front. You want to open this little door. Behind this door you're going to see two things. One is a little screw cap, looks like a gas cap on your car, and then you have this little hose with a plug in it. This is the first thing we want to deal with here, is get the water out. I'm going to take the door off so we can get in closer, get something to drain it into, and pull this plug out. Okay, we didn't get much water out of there, that's good. Now let's see what happens when we open this door. When you pull the plug out of this little hose, water's supposed to drain out, so there must be some dirt or something in there. But this contraption here you should clean out occasionally. It's kind of like a lint trap for your washing machine. That got us the bulk of the water out of the pump in the machine. Now we can close this all back up and we need to spin the machine around. Alright, next you want to take your drain hose. Sometimes they're wire tied to the pipe and you want to pull it out and you want to drain that also. You want to get this down below the level of the machine so the water comes out. You don't have to get it all out, but just as much as you can. And then you can put this back. Next thing is you want to take off this gray panel. On some machines you may be able to take off the entire back of the machine. But we're going to start with this and see if it lets us get in far enough. This is the part that you're going to want to look for inside this contraption here. It's called a bellows, but it connects at 3 different points and it expands and contracts and it moves around as the machine vibrates. And eventually it wears out and it cracks and water can start leaking out of your machine. So it's way back in there. I'm going to do my best to get you shots of what I'm disconnecting. So let's dig in. So I'm showing you the inside of the machine here. And I'll do my best to show it to you, but you can see there's the accordion part of the machine. And it attaches to the bottom of the tub there. And it goes forward to the pump right there, and it also connects right back here on this thing. So we have to disconnect those and be prepared for some water to come out. First thing I'm going to disconnect is this clamp right here, and squeeze it. If you're lucky and it's not completely rusted, you'll be able to do it by hand. Alright, maybe not. Let's see if I can get a pair of pliers on it. Alright, that's one off. Next we have to get this clamp off here to get it to release from the bottom of the tub. And looks like we can do that with a screwdriver. one more connection all the way in the front of the machine. The last connection is right here in the very front of the machine. And it's one of those squeeze clamps. There we go. And our 3 clamps are off, we can pull it out. Alright, so we have our part out, and I found the leak. There's a little crack in the bellows. You can barely see it right there, in between the 2 ridges. So we're going to swap our clamps out to the new part and put everything back together. Alright, so since this one's a little hard to get on, I slid the clamp back much further on the hose. Just be careful you don't slice the hose, but I'm going to get the hose in place and then slide the clamp forward. And there's little ridges here. You want to make sure that you get this hose up against those ridges so you know that it's on fully. You see those 2 little black things sticking out beside the hose? You want the hose to be up against that, so that way you know it's seated fully. Okay, don't put your hose clamp too far forward. You want it to be not all the way at the end of the rubber hose. Feel the plastic pipe behind the hose clamp, and there should be some rubber in front of the hose clamp, so it's in between. Now we just have the 2 easy connections to make. And we want to put this center part on here and tighten that clamp up. Now we just need to tighten this clamp up while we hold that wing nut. Our last connection's right here. And this is a little bit easier than the front one because you can see it from the machine. You're not working blind. And this one here, I can get you a little bit better view of that notch. You should be able to see it right here. You'll see there's the same thing up front. I just can't get you a good shot of it. Now we put our clamp on. Our hose is installed, and this is what you're looking for with these hose clamps. A little bit of rubber left at the end. Don't put the clamp right at the end of the hose, and just make sure that the clamp is beyond the plastic tubing inside the rubber hose. Wasn't that hard to replace that hose. You can do it yourself in less than an hour and save yourself a couple $100s on a service call. I'll put a link in the description below where you can pick one of these up for about 10 bucks. It'll be shipped right to your house. The part fits many LG washing machines. Just check your model number to see if it'll work for your machine. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.